million in settlements to surround protests.
You guys ready? Well, good morning, everybody. This is the Delta County Board of County Commissioners regular meeting for September 16th, 2025. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And I hope everybody will indulge me for just a minute. Terry and I were talking earlier. It's kind of a difficult time for our community and our nation. We as leaders in our family and in our communities should be the first to step up and model the behavior we want to see out of everybody around us. If we can't do that, where do we stand as a nation? I'd like to read a quote that I think kind of speaks to this. Peace is not an absence of conflict. It is the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means. Ronald Reagan. I hope we can take that and show Delta County and our communities that we're better than what we see nationally, and we can be the leaders without being terrible to each other. So thank you for indulging me. Are there any additions or corrections to our agenda today?
I have none.
Terry, thank you. The agenda will stand as presented. Constituent time. Is there anybody in the room like to visit with the commissioners this morning? Anybody online, Lindsay?
No.
Thank you. We'll go to County Clerk Terry Stevenson.
Good morning, Commissioners. This morning I have the minute for the September 2nd, 2025 Board of County Commissioners regular meeting. Are there any additions, changes, or deletions?
I have none.
I didn't see anything.
Terry.
I also have the minutes for the September 11th, 2025 special meeting. Are there any additions, changes, or deletions for that?
None here.
Again, I don't have any.
Again, look great. Thanks.
Thank you. This morning I have for your consideration a Vintners Restaurant liquor license renewal for Aquila Cellars LLC located at 15475 2600 Road in Eckerd. I've received all necessary documentation, publications have been done, and fees have been collected. I have also contacted the Sheriff's Office and they have had no issues with this license or facility. Therefore, I would recommend approval of the renewal.
This is an action item going.
I will make a motion that we approve a Vintner Restaurant liquor license renewal for Aquila Cellars LLC DBA Aquila Cellars located at 13475 2600 Road in Eckerd.
I second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Go down.
Thank you. I also have the consideration for your consideration lodging facility license for Grand Mesa Lodge LLC, doing business as Grand Mesa Lodge located at 25861 Highway 65 in Cedar Ridge. I received this renewal application from the state. They failed to send it to the local licensing authority. That is why it's here before you now. I've received all documentation, publications have been done, and fees have been paid. Also, the Sheriff's Office was contacted on this one with no issues. Therefore, I would recommend approval.
Why do we approve a lodging facility license for Grand Mesa Lodge LLC, doing business as Grand Mesa Lodge located at 25861 Highway 65 in Cedar Ridge?
I will second the motion.
Anything further on this? All in favor?
Aye.
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 And for your last consideration of a beer and wine license for Zen Zen Gardens LLC, doing business as Zen Zen Gardens LLC located at 12496 and 12498 3790 Road in Paonia. I've also received all documentation. Publications have been made and fees have been paid. And the sheriff had no issues with this facility as well, and therefore I would recommend it.
I will make a motion that we approve a beer and wine license for Zenzen Gardens LLC, doing business as Zenzen Gardens LLC, located at 12496 and 12498 3790 Road in Paonia.
I second that.
Anything further? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, that's all I have.
Very good. Commissioner business, they will start with Lindsay and our schedule.
We have the Board of Health today at 4:30. Tomorrow, and then.
We have a road and bridge work session.
Nine to agency. September 18th, 2 to 3 is CCI Renewable Energy Working Group. September 22nd, 3:35 is One Delta County Board meeting. September 24th, 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. is Coffee with Fish. That will be in Crawford. It's a public event, and more information is located on our Facebook page or on our website. September 24th, from 11 to noon is a working session with the Director of Public Health about the Board of Health nominations. September 24th, from noon to 1 is a Board of Commissioners work session on the 2026 county budget.
Was that rescheduled?
That one was.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was, I was complicated on the second. Morning, September 24th, 5:30 to 9 is a disaster management course overview. This one is being discussed for rescheduling. So September 25th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. is the Fostering Health Project 2027 breakfast. September 25th, noon to 3 is an art and board executive.
On that breakfast, have they determined the location on
And not anything.
Okay.
I believe it's at the Grove.
But
I believe it is, yeah.
that? Okay.
I will follow up with you.
Yeah, the Grove.
October 1st is a Board of County Commissioners special meeting, post-budget discussion. And then October 7th is the next Board of County Commissioners regular special meeting. The 7th is also the voting 6 to 7. First, yeah, 6 to 7. Is there?
On the 20th on Saturday is the Hope West Gala.
Yeah.
And are you going to that? Yeah, I'll be there too.
Okay, so on September 20th is the Hope West Gala. Commissioner Lane will be there, Commissioner Fuller will be there, and be attending. Escalante Canyon Creek cleanup is also September 20th at Again, September 24th, 7:30 to 8:30 is coffee with Commissioner Coons and Crawford. The Fostering Hope Project 127 breakfast is at the Grove, September 25th at 8 a.m. That is a public event. More information on our website. September 27th at 9 a.m. is San Miguel River cleanup. And more information about that is on our website. We also will have more information on our website about more river cleanup days. I will get those up to date today.
There was a landfill meeting on the October 2nd. Is that on?
Yeah, I got 8 a.m.
That's gonna be, Tim, Brian, Wendell, myself, Gary, Matt, Scott. Plan on coming?
Mhm. Well, I say yes, depends on how.
Yeah, that's the next day, so.
So just a clarification, is that a work session for the board or is that just a staff meeting with one commissioner?
Work session.
Work session. Or we could call it a special meeting.
No, we don't. That we're just gonna go up there and look at the new compactor and
Oh, you're going on site?
look at South Valley expansion and
Get some updates on.
Oh, that's a.
fill rates and so this is kind of in advance of budget.
You want to call it special?
No,
The regular work session. at the
Lindsay's not
landfill.
smiling.
anything else, gentlemen?
Seeing that.
Seeing no other commissioner, well, I'll do jail report real quick.
Do we have the jumpstart program?
I don't know why it's not on mine. Ah. Thank you. Next, gentlemen, is a resolution authorizing participation in the World Jumpstart Program, September 16th today. This is a reauthorization. Pretty standard procedure.
A little information, Chair.
Go ahead.
So the board entered into effectively the same authorization back with 2016 R039, so resolution, so 9 years ago. County Administrator LaValle was informed by the state office that needs to be updated because it was too old. So we're just doing it again. That's what this is for.
9 years is too old. Wow, what does that make me?
Older.
This
Ancient.
would be resolution 35.
Okay. Well, I move that we approve resolution number 2025 R-35. Resolution authorizing participation in the Rural Jump Start Program on September 16th, 2025.
I will second the motion.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, so done. That second.
Okay.
Very good. Also, we have consideration for an appointment for a designated voter for Colorado Counties, Inc. for the legislative process. I sit on the board of CCI. I'd like to be our designated voter on that and have either you, Mike, or you, Craig, be the alternate. And this is an action item, so
Lively for it. I can be your alternate.
Okay.
why don't you go ahead then?
Well, I move that we designate Commissioner Coons as our designated voter for the legislative committee, and as an alternate, Commissioner Fuller.
I will second the motion.
Any other discussion here, gentlemen? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Now we've come to the end of the commissioner business. We will recess for 15 minutes until
You wanna do jail report?
jail report. Where I started out at. Delta County Detention Facility Population Count Report for Sunday, September 7, 2025. Male inmates, County Jail 39, female inmates, County Jail 3, male inmates, Department of Corrections 2, female inmates, Department of Corrections 1, total of 45. Average daily inmate population for the week of August 31 through September 6, 2025 was 54.11. We will recess until 9 o'clock for Human Services. Well, good morning, everybody. We're going to come back on the record. It is one of the honors that we get to do for people we work with is to recognize them, particularly on their retirement. So I'm going to turn this over to you, Jackie.
Red lightning's on, right? Good morning, commissioners. Good morning, everybody. I didn't expect quite the crowd. Thank you for allowing me a few minutes. Today, I have the honor of recognizing someone who has dedicated more than 30 years of service to Delta County. Monica has been a steady presence, giving her time, energy, and expertise to this community in ways that have left a lasting impact. Her commitment, professionalism, and care for the people, and also mostly is the families of Delta County, have set a standard that will be felt for a long time after her retirement. On behalf of the county and all of us who have had the privilege to work alongside of you, Monica, I want to express our deep gratitude. Monica, thank you for your decades of service, for your loyalty, and for the difference you have definitely made here. It is my privilege to present you with this plaque as a small token of appreciation for your remarkable career and dedication to Delta County. Thank you. I'll let you say a few words.
Well, first of all, thank you all. It's been quite the time. I mean, I think I moved into this complex. Lana, when did we move here? In 92. I started working for the county in 92. So I started at the other building on 11th Street. And so it was a fiasco when we moved in over here, trust me. But it was fun and I've had many, many, many memories. I can't thank everybody enough for everything, the support. Most of all, I thank the families. I will probably miss them the most, but things is. Oh, I forgot to say, I'm the biggest crybaby. But anyway, I just thank you all and I know that the county will go far. I mean, there's a lot of changes happening and I know everybody has to really get on the same page to make it work. But I think that's the bottom line is you guys are a wonderful team and I think this county's blessed to have commissioners such as yourselves. Other counties aren't as lucky. So thank you.
We're blessed to work with people like you and the people in this room because this is what makes our communities better. And you have spent 30 years at it, so thank you. So let's do this for. We'd like you to come on up here, get a picture. Is any of your family here?
Yes. I have two, I think. If it's okay with JR. You guys don't know him as JR, but I do. Katie? Yes. All right, that's good.
Thank you.
Thank you, good reading. Very good. Yeah.
That's good. Can I get your airplane? Yes.
What would you like?
Later.
Oh, yeah, you guys looked at me first.
Oh, I was like, who is it? Okay. Just getting some picture. I don't know.
Monica, thank you.
Yeah.
Would it be okay to have a picture with all public health staff as well?
Hold that back wall though.
Okay,
I think we can get everybody in here.
I think we can. We only have a couple. Come on. See, here's Lindsay. I'm gonna look. Well, the thing is, any spots here. I mean, you don't have to go forward now, because you're a baby. Yeah.
There you go.
1, 2, 3.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys are all being here now.
Thank you.
I'm supposed to just yours out to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm out of here.
Anything? Good news you got, Brett?
Come on up, Heather. Speaks for you.
I guess.
All righty, so Human Services today has the fortunate pleasure to do 2 recognitions. So we're going to start with our first one, which is for Heather Lashman. I first also want to thank all of the friends and family and coworkers that have come to celebrate her today. It's a big it's a big accomplishment to retire from Delta County, especially after so many years. So Heather started with the county in 2005. She started in eligibility and worked her way up through a child welfare caseworker. And as a caseworker, in which she held that role for about 19 years, her impact with families is pretty significant. She predominantly had caseloads working with youth, which can sometimes be the hardest kiddos to work with when they're really struggling with a lot of things going on and don't have a lot of family support. Heather became that support for so many kids in this community that they still call her today and reach out to her and say, what do I do about this, Bill? I don't know what to do. And she's still that force for them. So we wanted to make sure that as she enters into retirement to spend time with her family and travel and enjoy and spend Darren's money, that we acknowledge how much great things she did. And so we have a plaque for her today also that is recognizing Heather Lashman for your commitment and support of Delta County children and families. Your dedication has transformed our community.
Heather, before we come up for a photo, tell us what's changed most for you in the last 20 years.
Wow. I think in the last 20 years, what has really changed is working for Delta County has gotten better. We've seen, such great impact that we have been able to do for our community. We have great supervisors. We have a great director that works and stands behind us, the county commissioners. I couldn't do what I did for 20 years without the people, excuse me, behind me, who were such a big support. And we work together as a team to make families, to make children, to make this community better. And I'm just so proud to see the changes that I know are still coming and the good work that the team behind me is still doing. And I'm proud. I'm really proud to say I work for Delta County.
That's good.
Thank you.
It's what?
It takes a delinquent to know.
That's right.
At the top,
We are a better community because we do this together. And we couldn't do your job. I couldn't. So God bless you for what you've done and the lives you've touched.
Thank you.
That really means a lot to the kids and the families now as they start out on their own. So
Yes, thank you.
thank you. Would you like to come up and get a photo and bring your family?
Yes. Wait. Proud of you. You surprised me. Yeah, we did. If we were very live.
Okay, so.
Come on up here, folks.
Just a little bit over the hill. Drive over the hill to get here.
Thanks for coming.
You're gonna have to speed it down while it's all. The other. Yeah, you're right up. Anyhow. Yeah. Down here.
My baby.
You do it.
I can't see anything.
Sorry. There you go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Station.
Hang on, one more. Or two more.
Got lots of film.
One more time. And good.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you again.
You knew that plan.
You like as much as me.
Oh, Get the papers. Appreciate it.
But you're not done there yet, are you, Annie?
Nope.
Thank you.
Ready? Okay, so for our next recognition, this is regarding all of our eligibility staff. Oh. I'm not really great at talking very. That is certain things. I'm like, possibly. Okay, so our next recognition came from the state and Governor Polis. In summer of 2024, Governor Polis announced a wildly important goal to improve the application processing timeliness of eligibility determinations for the SNAP program from 88% to 95% by June 2025. And so in August of this year, he celebrated the counties throughout the state of Colorado that helped get the state as a whole to this goal. And Delta County has held 95 to up to, I think, 98% timeliness in this stat throughout this time frame. And so we helped carry the state through this measure. So he did a recognition for those counties in person at the Capitol in August, and we were not able to attend. So we chose to come here to you, to the commissioners today, to say thank you for your support and to really recognize the staff who work tirelessly every single day to get these applications in. Even in times when we've been short-staffed, even in times when we've had the PHE unwind, we have gone through a lot of changes. I think in 1 year, I believe it was year 2023, we went through 205 changes in just the eligibility world. So it's been significant. They work really hard. They have passion for their families. They have passion for the community, and just want to thank them every day for the hard work that they do. So this was the plaque that was received, or the award that was received from the governor. And so we wanted to make sure to share our sentiments of thankfulness and gratefulness for them and their commitment and dedication to the county.
This is a big deal. It really is. For this team to meet those kind of high standards is not easy. And it's not easy when things change so rapidly and you're understaffed and you got families depending on you. So you guys have reached out and touched people's lives that we'll never know. So, but they know, and you guys know. Delta County can't thank you enough for the hard work you guys do. So thank you. Would you like a picture up here?
Yes, but it might be better to be back there just because of how many eligibility staff are here. What do you guys think? Back there or up here?
You can squeeze in up here.
All right.
Don't be bashful.
Up there.
Good one. Some of you gonna have to.
You're not. No, like.
Okay, first case.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, cheek. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And Hawaii, they always do 3 tree. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Run for the side.
No.
Oh, thank you. And thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Movies, rah.
Great, way to start off today. Lots of contracts today.
Are you ready to jump into the business part?
Sure.
Nicole,
You gonna start?
did you hear about the two pieces of bread that wanted to get married?
No.
It was all great until the best man toasted the bride and groom.
Pretty good.
Go ahead, Annie.
All right, so good morning. Thank you for being a part of the recognition. We appreciate that. And we will go into our traditional board presentation. So we will start with financials and Nicole.
We'll start with the payables. Two things to highlight on this month's payables is you'll see a little increase in travel reimbursements for staff, for new caseworkers that are now doing in-person training in the Front Range. We pay for that up front, and then the state reimburses at 100%. So you'll see that, and then on the back end, it's reimbursed. And the other thing is the annual CMP pass-through payment, $8,000. You want to say something about that? I was doing.
So our collaborative management program is where we have a group with mandated partners, which is the school district, Hilltop, ourselves, judicial, DYS. And so we work together in developing prevention programming for the community. So Hilltop oversees the facilitator for that, and we meet monthly. And then throughout that month, the facilitator meets with families that can be referred by anybody in the community, including school, human services, probation, to attempt to remove barriers and engage families and services to prevent them from entering human services, child welfare, or juvenile justice systems.
Any questions on the payable?
Well, I have done, no.
I don't see him.
This is an action item.
So you just need an action to accept the
Yeah.
payable report.
The financials.
I'll make a motion that we accept the financial report dated 8/1/2025 to 8/31/2025.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So done. Thank you, Nicole.
And then in terms of the budget, at the end of July, we should be at 58%. We are at 60.8. We are waiting for a reimbursement for an out-of-home, which should make that go down. And it's always a little bit higher at the beginning of the year, and it kind of tapers out. So we don't foresee anything to change how it's tapering out. Do you have questions on where we are in the budget?
I don't.
Annie, is anything jumping out to you in the budget?
I think it's important to note the LEAP piece, which I think Nicole wants to share a little bit about that and how we've used that money as that has come across and with the incentives for that program. She's done a really great job with that. So I'm excited for her to share that piece after this. And then also, our 80/20 is going to continue to go up in child welfare with out-of-home costs. We are looking at opportunities with our new kinship program. We had some discussions last week about the potential for changing how we're licensing kinship. Right now, we go through traditionally CPAs, and that has an admin cost to it. And so as we're trying to count every penny within this budget cycle, knowing what our allocations look like, there's just unique ways we're trying to find to save money. For example, one of our case aides does work with the child care program for referrals for families that are in the child welfare system and accessing daycare. Can we use some of those child care funds to help allocate to her salary, which then will take less out of the block? So just unique things like that we're trying to do, especially in this budget season as we go into predictions, but they're still steady. And so we have had help with our out-of-home placement from the state, but we're expecting that to change to an in-home or in-state placement within this year. And so that will help as well.
We did get a notice from HICPUF that they're gonna have to do some cuts, and it might affect our admin allocation for the year. We haven't heard officially, but it may.
They expected that came out of the provider decrease from HR one, that provider decrease. They didn't anticipate that when they originally sent out their HICPUF allocations, and now it's looking like a $1.3 million deficit that they may be having to cut county's portion on.
Statewide deficit. Okay.
Yes, but we don't know what that'll look like yet, so they just notified.
Will that be prorated or is that just divided by 64?
It'll probably be prorated the same way that they do on the allocation. They would stick to that.
Questions, gentlemen?
I have none, no.
So for LEAP, we've kind of tried to look at our outreach allocation. We've heard some things about potentially this winter being a lot harsher than last year, and it's gonna be cold. You know, if you listen to Farmers Almanac and, you know, all the people that tell you what the Mesa's telling them. So we have about 20,000 in outreach. So what we did was we looked countywide at how we could reach those people the most. So for kids, we reached out to principals, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do these comp books, pencils and pens with this nice little sticker where they can easily look up, scan this QR code to get to the app. And it'll be on all the comp books that we drop off to every school, from elementary, middle, and high schools. We are also doing hand warmers for all the Christmas events. We're doing calendars with magnets for fridges for fall events. We created bookmarks for the libraries, for care centers, for resource centers. And then we are going to try the giant flag for leaf season outside of our front end.
With the flops and the breeze.
Yeah. Yep. So we're gonna try all those fun things. For homecoming, we just did Delta. Next year, if we still have allocation, we'll do all the schools. It was kind of a last minute decision, but we did a homecoming pom-pom with the website for the application. And we've also done the popcorn bags for the football events that also have the QR code so they can get to the application.
Can you give us a demonstration as to how that thing? Lights? Get that.
They were really fast. We were out within 30 minutes. We were supposed to be there for the hour. And we also got window breakers and seatbelt cutters for cars, so we can, for them to keep in the cars if, like, you know, you roll over and you need to emergency get out of your car. We found that those were pretty popular, so we're gonna do those as well. So you'll see all of those at county-wide events this coming year. Yep, any questions? If you have ideas too, events specifically you want us to be at, let me know.
He's ready for table of stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Anything for Nicole on that? When does that open up?
Leap.
Yeah.
November 1st.
Okay.
Till April.
Will you be putting that out on the website and the social media sites? Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be in our lobby. We'll do the Reachable app as well. And we're reaching out to the principals to ask what they needed, which is where we came up with the comp books and stuff. And we'll get them the flyer out to send with the kids out in their weekly notification. Mm-hmm.
We had a pretty good success rate, click-through rate on our Facebook promotions for SNAP this summer. So we'll probably throw some money that way as well, I would assume.
We have to wait for our outreach for the next year budget, and if we can, I think it's a great idea.
We should get
We have that
notification by the
money.
30th. Well, it comes as an incentive allocation and we get it the 30th of September. We get notification of what it will be. We don't know what it will be or if we'll get it this year. Just- mhm.
So we'll get like the normal
We'll
like
find out.
allocation for the work, and then there's like an outreach 20,000 that they know it will decrease definitely, but we just don't know the amount until probably September 30th.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck.
We'll see if it works.
She did a great job. I think the outreach is nice. The school especially, they all need those notebooks anyways. That's a requirement for all the schools for school supplies. So having extra, I think, is very helpful for teachers as well, so. Okay, we have lots of contracts today, so we'll start, we have 4 total. So we'll start with the TANF contract with the Delta County School District. This is a contract in which we help support adult literacy, we help support the at-risk population through their alternative school. So included in the scope of work is all of the specific positions that are provided through that grant. Is there anything else you want to add to?
We've done this contract for quite some time, many years, way before I was in this position. And it seems to really help the community as far as those that are needing the GED or high school equivalency. Seems to be a staple in the community.
Do you have very many adults taking care of that? Okay.
Yeah, they do the adult literacy to try to then do the GED testing and that sort of thing.
Okay, good.
Do they ever give you feedback on how many adults use that program annually?
They do. We get quarterly reporting from them regularly on the families that they're serving to make sure that they're meeting the TANF criteria, the $75,000, under 75,000, have a child in the home. Most of those families are on free or reduced lunches. We also get a list of those that have enrolled and what they're doing as far as studying and where they're ready, when they're ready to take the tests and that sort of thing. So we do get regular updates from them.
Questions on this one, gentlemen?
I don't think I have any. I will make a motion that we enter into the IGA between Delta County Department of Human Services, Delta County School District 50J, funded by the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, the contract amount of $183,934.
I second that.
Authorized chair to sign.
And authorized chair to sign.
I second that.
Second that as well.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. The next one we have is the contract with Haven House. This is another TANF contract. In the last couple of years, we've supported Haven House through this contract. We initially, I think the first year was 5,000, and then the last 2 years we've upped it to 15,000 as we've seen the population grow. So it is a transitional housing program for those experiencing homelessness with families. It is shared. Montrose County accesses Haven House just as well as Delta County does as well. And so we support them with our Delta County families that go into the Haven House and receive a lot of services. It's not just housing. They do a lot of case management classes and life skill building to help people grow into their self-sufficiency and move on to stable and permanent housing of their own.
One of the new things also this year with Haven House is they are expanding their childcare facilities. Currently, they're only offering for families that are in their transitional housing. And they're looking to expand to accept anybody in the community. So that'll be a huge plus for us, for our families and our CCAP program.
Helen Stubus and I toured that, I think 2 years ago. And it is, if any of you want to go back through and tour it, it is an exceptional facility. I'd be happy to set that up.
Expand also.
They did expand when Dawn and I toured. They had just expanded their preschool area and they were about to expand there. They had plans, they were raising capital to expand there.
I think they also just opened up a thrift store here to also help support the needs of the family. And so I think the families also are able to work there and things like that. So just growing in their job readiness as well.
South of town here in the old car
Yep.
lot building.
Yep. I think they opened just this month. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that's
sure.
really.
And they're also going to take our TANF clients that need community service hours for participation, which is another good thing for our program in the county.
I'll be interested in going on a tour if you can set that up.
It's a great program.
Again, an action item.
I move that we approve the memorandum of understanding between Delta County Department of Human Services and Haven House with a contract amount of $15,000 and authorize the chair to sign.
I will second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
They lost their founder.
His wife is now the president.
Go ahead, Ann.
Alrighty, next contract we have is our PSSF families contract. So this is a pass-through from Delta County to Hilltop. They provide intensive case management and family navigation services to Montrose and Delta County. The amount I believe is for this this federal fiscal year is going to be 119,922, so 119,000. The services include home visits, parenting support, resource navigation, and connection to community-based services. They're required to use strength-based trauma-informed approach to help families, to include those with children under the 18 and navigating community systems. And then their success is measured through enhanced family stability, reduced system involvement, and increased capacity for independent thriving. They also do work with families in the process of reunification. So families that are active in a child welfare case and working on reunification, they can assist those families with those same services as well and provide advocacy and support. So this one is actually a DocuSign contract. So that one has come from the state, and I believe, Wendell, it went directly to your email, but we held off until the board approved signature for this contract.
Questions on this one, gentlemen?
No.
No. Looks good.
Well, I move that we approve the intergovernment agreement modification amendment number 5 with Colorado Department of Early Childhood and Delta County Department of Human Services in the dollar amount $119,922 and authorize the chair to sign.
I will second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So done.
Perfect. Last one, go ahead.
No, I,
Oh, I didn't know if you had a question. Okay, last contract before we get into our traditional notes. This one is the MOU between Delta County and Prowers County, and this is related to the Hotline County Connection Center. So in other counties that are larger than ours, they may have the ability to have 10 staff be call takers for taking referrals related to child welfare and adult protection. A county our size doesn't have the availability to have staff 24/7 during the day and on weekends to accept those calls. Those calls go through what's called an enhanced screening tool. And so some of those calls can take up to 45 minutes to an hour just to make sure they're gathering all the information on the family. And so almost, I would say at least 60% of counties in the state, if not 65, it was 60 last year, participate with the Hotline Connection Center. And so they hire the call takers and it's housed through Prowers County. And so every year, they look at the year before's calls, the rate, the number, and then allocated costs to us. So our cost this year for those services, which comes out of the child welfare block at the rate of the 80-20 allocation, is $26,912. It was $21,000 last year, based on the year before that's numbers. And so the reported calls from January 2026 to December 2026, their estimate is about 579. And so they've allocated out that amount. So if we go over that amount, it doesn't change what we pay because they make a projection from that part. So we can go over or under there.
So they call here and it automatically transfers to Prowers County.
It actually goes, it's 1-844-CO4 kids. And so it goes directly to Prowers County. They ask you initially if you're reporting for a child or an adult. And then that allows them to know what questions they're going to ask, which tool they're going to use just because they're separate. They complete those calls and then they send over the recording to the county so the county can actually listen to it if they needed to. But the entire report's written up. And so that is then what we look at when they go to Red Team. If there's anything else you want to add, Sven?
I would say there's a lot of advantages to having the hotline take our calls. Their staff are trained, they go through the enhanced screening tool. And then I guess the one disadvantage is that we don't have that local connection. So a lot of times law enforcement or other mandated reporters are trying to call and get a hold of someone locally. And the process takes a little longer. that's some of the negative feedback, but otherwise, for cost savings and the amount of reports we get, I think the hotline does a great job.
And if there is an emergency call, dispatch will still call us out in the immediacy of an emergency call. This is, the hotline is used predominantly more for calls that may get an assignment time of 3 to 5 days in that response time, but any immediate calls, even if an immediate comes to the hotline, they'll contact the worker right away. So there's not a lag time in that.
How many calls last year?
So they they estimated the 579. I'd have to look at. I think the 579 is probably, so they had child welfare inquiries, which are also separate. So somebody may call and just ask, I want to talk to a caseworker. So they're not taking a full report. So those ones are allocated a little bit less cost. I don't have on here how many calls we had specifically, but I do have it on stats. Do we have a total at the end of those stats?
Like for just CPS,
Mhm.
we have APS too.
Yeah, we'd have to add up both. I would say, just looking at our numbers from what we reported even in this last month. So last month, adult protection received 31. Prior to that, they received 51. This month in child welfare, or for August, we received 101. July was 83, and August of last year was 83.
Those are Delta County specific
Mhm.
numbers.
Actually, a lot.
It is, and some of them aren't always, because some of them come in from law enforcement, or you get an email, or in the office, somebody may come in and report. So we're still counting all of those as total referrals, but they're not always reflected if they're not going through the hotline, right? So it may be a little more that our numbers show coming in than what's reflected through the hotline.
So if they didn't go to the hotline, if that number wasn't part of our system, they would come directly
Right.
to your office or they go?
Yes. Yeah, so people can still come into the office and say, I want to make a report to a caseworker. Law enforcement, if they're calling us out for an immediate, that can happen. The school district sometimes will call and say, hey, we've got something going on right now. It'll get entered manually by the caseworker rather than going through the hotline process because there's more immediate need to respond.
And about 60 to 65% of counties participate.
Mhm.
So what are the
Yes.
counties that don't participate? Are they the
The
metro?
large.
the
Mhm.
Larger counties?
Metro and large that have the ability, and Metro does support some smaller counties that are close to them because they have the ability to have 10 staff to be doing this 24/7.
Anything else, gentlemen? Randy on this one? Again, this is an action item for us.
I don't see it on the list. We'll just read it.
And so on this signature page piece is there's where you will sign Prowers County signs, and then that was where the state will agree to that as well.
I will make a motion that we enter into this memorandum of understanding between Delta County and Prowers County. Body corporate politic by and through its board of county commissioners, and Delta County, a body corporate and politic by and through its board of county commissioners. Prowers County and Delta County shall jointly be referred to as the parties. Is that enough, or do you
In the
need
amount of
in the amount of
26.
26?
Should be page 2, very
Page
last
2.
one. Yeah.
In the amount of, hold your breath, $26,912 and authorize the chair to sign.
We all sign this one.
No, just
Chair on this one,
Mhm.
okay.
And then it goes to Prowers County and then the state, because a part of it is that it comes out of that allocation, so it allows the state to.
I second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So done.
Okay, now moving on to our traditional notes. So if
I'm
you.
sorry, you're out of time, Annie.
Oh, hey, I'm trying to hurry. So for our self-sufficiency unit, we appreciate the recognition we were able to provide for staff today. I think, being in the Capitol, it was something that we got to watch online to see other counties recognized. And so we wanted to make sure that our staff got the same recognition, knowing that they really did a lot of work to get us to the place the state needed. So thank you for that today. Also, childcare, one of the things I know, we have some other childcare opportunities coming up for us. We have some other providers that have opened up and are now currently working to start some contracts, which is great because we need to grow our amount of providers for CCAP. And as we look at the requirements that are coming right now, we continue to hear updates, but because rulemaking process has not happened at the federal level, there's still a lot of questions. We were able to get some data in which we will share with you all with regards to what that could look like for Delta County and the numbers of changes for SNAP and for Med. We have some of those changes for SNAP, but we don't have them for Med just yet. So when we have both of those, we'll be able to present a snapshot of what that could look like for impacts for Delta County, and then how we're going to work with other partners to help navigate some of those food insecurities and Med losses and healthcare options. Is there anything you wanted to add?
No, I just wanted to say thank you for the recognition to the staff. I think that they don't realize the impact that they have on the community and counties, because it just seems like you're doing a constant same job over or processing applications. So for them to hear that recognition from you, I think it really meant a lot. So thank you.
Next, moving on to child welfare, knock on wood. I think Matt's really excited. We are fully staffed. So let's hold on. Yeah, as of today, as of right now, I think there was one board meeting where I presented and 15 minutes later, we were not fully staffed. So we're definitely knocking on wood for that. And we also have an intern. And so that intern is working with the state to be a part of their in the office shortened hours than the traditional 40 hours. But she is there getting her master's, and Matt is supervising her. And so she's able to work with the caseworkers and really support the staff in a time where we don't know if we'd normally have that support from an intern. And so we're lucky to have that. And then the only thing I would add before I turn it over to Matt is the administrative review. The state came and did that review, had no concerns about any decisions with regards to client safety or delivery of services. And so things that we continue to, they continue to highlight for us is timeliness of response, communicating with collateral, the positive client engagement, and quality case planning. But I think Matt can tell you more about that too.
Yeah, so we have our annual review with the state. It can be kind of intimidating. They come in and review some of our APS cases and they really drill into the work that our caseworkers are doing, including timeliness, information they're gathering, how they assess safety for adults. And although we had some timeliness issues here and there with some of our reviews, mainly because of our staffing issues at the time, we had a really positive review, and we just received our final results from the state. And we typically put in an action plan to try to improve any of the areas that we may not have done as well in, but also really want to celebrate those areas that Annie mentioned that staff has done really well with, and that positive client engagement and appropriate case planning are things that we've done really well in, and so we want to continue that in our adult protection work.
Does in the audit process, do they actually look at the outcomes, or are they just looking at paperwork?
Yeah, they do. They look at the outcomes, and it's just a really good opportunity for us to have those conversations with the state on how we're conducting our work and then how outcomes look. And a lot of times they're really just validating what we're doing. And at times they're giving some recommendations on how we may improve our practice as well. So.
One of the things I think Delta County struggles with, along with other counties probably our size, and because of our ruralness, is the availability for individuals to take on guardianships. And so sometimes we can have cases open a little bit longer than we would like to, but we're continuing to establish that there's a supportive role there for them and trying to ensure finding a guardian for them to take over some of that care.
All I have for APS. Are there any questions on that?
No, thanks for the job you do. All of you, you got hard jobs, you know, especially, like you said, when kids are involved, and then older adults that outlive their money, and what do you do now? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. As far as child welfare, as Danny mentioned, we're happy to be fully staffed. the timing is good with school starting. You can see the referrals increased quite a bit from July to August with school back in session. So we're looking forward to having our full team and yeah. That's all I have for Sean.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Thoughts?
Even in August of 24, referrals was 83 compared to 101 this time.
Yeah.
Why such a big jump?
In my opinion, I think it's because school started earlier this year than it did last year. And so you added a whole nother week and a half to school starting. And so that could be a part of it. The other piece is that sometimes we get referrals for things that happened during the summer that they heard about and what weren't reported timely. Like if they knew that it had happened at that time, they would have reported it, but they didn't. So that's my estimation right now.
The trend on this is tough. You know, total number of children being served, 90 a year ago, 106 now.
And those stats also don't reflect the prevention cases that we have. So when we have assessments that come in, we may not be directly working with them, but we are referring them out to other community services such as CMP or Hilltop and things like that. And so they could be involved in prevention services that we've referred them to. We're just not directly overseeing their case as well.
And what about the young adult that was placed in Florida?
So we actually, again, knock on wood, have a placement here in Colorado. And so he'll be transitioning to that placement here where he will be able to look at seeing more support from his family who's had to travel and go see him every month, but we'll be able to see him more also. And he will also receive more support from the state. So with him being able to receive some CHIRP funding, his Social Security, it is a step down. He has made enough progress to step down into that level of placement. So we're encouraged by that piece and we just want to continue his stability.
That's good news.
Will they fly him from Florida?
Yeah, when he went there before, I believe he went with a staff member from the facility. And so that was actually yesterday, we had a meeting to coordinate what that would look like to support that travel. Because transitions are hard. They're hard for adults. And, you know, then when you're working with a kiddo who's struggling with some daily tasks, transitions are even harder.
Did you say that facility is Front Range or is it over here?
It'll be on the Front Range, but still closer.
A lot closer to
So,
Florida.
a lot closer, yeah, so.
Very good.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for the recognitions today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for all.
Well, Lori, is your ankle getting better? You slide in home plate? Is that what?
We've got planning at 10 o'clock. Recess until then. Well, it is 10 o'clock. We're back on the record. Time for planning. I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Gardner.
This morning, we received a request for an amendment to resolution 2025-R20 for trademark construction. On August 8th, the developer, Jim Barman, who's here present, requested an amendment to resolution 2025-R20 to make a change to finding number 5. During the public hearing back on June 17th, irrigation water distribution was discussed. This is just to remind you, a 5-lot subdivision. And the applicant at that time had proposed no irrigation shares to any lots, but was in possession of 1 share of irrigation water from Circus Creek. Circus Creek, what is it? Irrigation or ditch and reservoir system. And at that time, the discussion went around among the commissioners, and it was decided that he would need to take that 1 share of irrigation water and distribute it among the 5 lots. Subsequent to that, in meeting with the Boyd Ditch president, it was, discovered that this would be problematic in a number of ways. Probably the biggest way that it'd be difficult is that, this would be a violation of the Surface Creek, ditch and reservoir, system bylaws. That one share, could only be split in half, and so splitting one share among 5 lots would be a violation of the bylaw. And then there were several other logistic issues that presented challenges to also doing this. So the request is simply to amend finding number 5 from one share of irrigation water will be distributed among the 5 proposed lots. Therefore, an irrigation plan is required, to changing it to no shares of irrigation water will be distributed among the 5 proposed lots. Therefore, no irrigation plan is required. So that's the request.
Very good. Is the applicant here?
Yes.
Anything else to add to this for our consideration?
No, sir.
Any questions, commissioners, for the,
Anybody in the audience?
we'll get there.
I have none at this point.
Anybody in the audience would like to speak to this? If so, please come forward and make sure that microphone's on. Okay, hearing none. Oh, okay. We're gonna ask you to introduce yourself and where you live.
Good morning. My name is Elizabeth Buckingham, and this might not be relevant in this particular context, so I apologize in advance if that is true. I'm a shareholder in another ditch that's impacted by this development, and so want to try to learn more about what the plan might be regarding the other ditch. And so want to find out how I can get additional information on that, because this development will affect an additional ditch. Thank you.
We would refer you to the applicant, Trademark Construction.
Mhm. And this was just in reference to previous hearings and sort of the minutes or other information that might be available, if that's public record, as far as what the commissioners have decided in terms of how this development must be handled.
Those minutes would be with either Terry or with planning, Sean Gardner.
Referring to either the June 17th or the August 8th events. Thank you.
Anyone else? Please come forward and introduce yourself.
My name is Rhonda Hyman, and I live next right adjacent to the 5-house subdivision. And I think it was you, Mr. Kuntz, that mentioned your wife is always watering something outside. Someone did.
Anyway,
And you added the irrigation onto the property. Well, even with irrigation, I still have a water bill just for trees and shrubs, $275 for a month. And Bobby has $575 because she does a small lawn. So irrigation won't have any effect whatsoever on city water. And city water, we're really short on. That's
okay, thank you.
all I have.
Sean, anything else?
No.
I think this is probably falling on me this time because I was unaware of the stipulation from the ditch company that you can only take that one share of water and split it between the 2 lots. So in order to not have to do an amendment to the bylaws of the ditch company, I am prepared to go with this recommendation from the planning commission that says that this irrigation plan that was originally intended to go with this subdivision be rescinded, and we eliminate that little portion of it, leaving the rest of it intact. I assume that's the only thing that was different about this. It's the only thing I could find.
Under C recommendation, I would read A and B. If that's your motion.
Well, I'm gonna get back up to that.
It is the only change to the resolution.
And our hands are kind of tied anyway, because we have no authority over the Surface Creek ditch and reservoir system as far as their bylaws on that.
I do have a resolution for your son too.
getting there.
John, we amend the resolution, this is a new one or just?
So I'd say do it in the new one and then it has the title. Yeah, I would recommend that the title reads differently, indicating that it is an amended resolution referencing the old resolution. So I can work with John on, really, you're just kind of changing the title.
Stipulation 5.
Yeah, and then Terry will link those in within her system as well.
It should be number 36.
Okay. I'm trying to wrap my head around what it's actually gonna read. So we're gonna adopt a resolution 2025 or would you say 36?
Correct.
Amending the previous resolution. Are you recommending an amendment or just changing the resolution?
It's an amended resolution, so it's a brand new one.
Sure, state all this. I will make a motion that we adopt a resolution of the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Delta, Colorado, Delta State of Colorado, resolution number 2025 R-36. A resolution conditionally approving a preliminary plat, project number 24-071 trademark to subdivide 9.55 acres into 5 lots in the Res 1 zoning district located on the west side of 2325 road in Cedar Edge. With the stipulation that set number 5 on the original resolution be lined out. No shares of irrigation water will be distributed among the 5 proposed lots, therefore no irrigation plan is required, that being the change.
I second that.
Any further discussion, gentlemen? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So done. Don, anything else?
That's it.
Having no other, at 10:15, we will go to county attorney. We're going to recess until 10:15. Thank you, everybody, for being here. County attorney, Mr. Bear.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. I have one item for the board consideration that's this morning, and that's the consideration of an airport ground lease at the North Fork Valley Airport involving hangar 205, Garrett to Crafted Land LLC. Couple of things here. Mr. Garrett, the leaseholder, the current leaseholder on this property is deceased, and so his widow is kind of moving to transfer some of these. I think she actually has two hangars. We're only dealing with one here this morning. This is another one of those situations where this is an existing hangar. And the old lease is kind of terminated, so we're taking this opportunity to go ahead and update and have a new lease. So yeah, I'm looking at my notes here. This hangar is existing. It was built in 2001. So really, this new hangar replaces all the other assignments and leases that or the old lease that we've had on this. So it's already been signed by Seth Kraft, who is the member manager of Crafted Land LLC. And so I would recommend that the board approve this lease, and we'll move forward on this. Any questions of have an answer?
No questions here.
I have none.
Well, I move that we approve the airport ground lease, North Fork Valley Airport involving hangar number 205, Garrett to Crafted Land LLC.
And authorize.
And authorize the chair to sign.
I will second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So done. That brings us to the end of our agenda. Thank you, everybody. Our next regular county commissioner meeting is Tuesday, October 1st.
not to be missed.